Well, hello there. I am Rachel Jenks, Chief Brand Boss of the Brand Boss Studio. If we are just meeting for the first time, I am an inspirational and instructional communicator passionate about empowering the leaders of business to own your difference powerfully and authentically in the marketplace. And as we like to say here at the Brand Boss Studio, rock it like a boss. So I just wanted to hop on here because I have been getting quite a few questions recently from Clubhouse or about Clubhouse from business owners in terms of what is Clubhouse all about? Why does it matter? And why would I want to leverage this for my business? How do I leverage this for my business? And these are questions that I have had as well, which is why I thought, you know what, let me just hop on here and share my personal experience with you. So basically, Clubhouse is an app. It is a social media app for having conversations. And when I first heard about Clubhouse, my initial reaction, I will be very vulnerable, was like, no, I don't need one more thing to have notifications about. I don't need one more thing to keep up with. Like, no, I don't see the point. And so we actually, I had a client share with me about Clubhouse, and she said, hey, I have an invite. I would love to invite you. I think that this would be really powerful for you. And so I thought, well, I need to at least kind of know what's going on there. And so I accepted. And then to be very transparent with you, I accepted the invitation to join Clubhouse, and I participated in some rooms that, to be frank, were pretty lame. And it wasn't that the speakers were lame. Like in one of them, the speaker was outstanding. And then the co-host of the room would keep interrupting the speaker all the time and not let the speaker share his amazing content. And after a little bit of that, and I was like, no, I'm done here. And then some of the other rooms were they just weren't very well engaged or anything like that. And so my first reaction to Clubhouse was like, forget this. This is not for me. This is just definitely not worth my time. And so I kind of wrote it off, to be honest with you. And I have a good friend who said, if you look closer, I think you will see that there are strategies and elements here and like clues to what every content creator needs to know for the next 6 months and going forward. And this is a person, she happens to be Cassidy Atkins, who is very, very well versed in all things media. It's actually her who helped inspire the Brand Boss Show to begin with and helped me launch my podcast. And so I really value what she has to say. And so I thought, okay, well, let me take a second look at this. And so I stepped back and re-engaged with a platform from the perspective of what can I learn as a content creator myself, who also teaches and equips business owners in their content creation for marketing their businesses. And here are some things that I saw. The power in Clubhouse is not about consumption, but creation. It's about creation and connection. Those are the two powerful assets of Clubhouse for business owners. And I want to get really specific about that. So when I first participated in Clubhouse, I was only a consumer, right? I was only listening in the rooms that I was part of. And so I didn't have a voice in the conversation. And for most content creation that is out there, that's really the case in point. Like that's really how things operate, that somebody has a voice and everybody else listens, everybody else consumes. And I'm not saying that model is bad, but I feel like there is a shift happening when it comes to content creation. And so here is what Clubhouse has really done. Clubhouse has really leveled the playing field, that anybody can be not just a consumer, but a creator as well. If you look at Apple and how they said anybody can be a designer, right? Or these other platforms, anybody can be a fill in the blank. They've really leveled the playing field where you don't have to be some elite person to have access, which is not always been the case. So, I heard it sarcastically said about Clubhouse, but Clubhouse where everybody can be an influencer even if you aren't one. And I know that was said in sarcasm, but I really think there's power in it, because Clubhouse is all about the fact that you have a message and your message matters. So anybody, anywhere, anytime can start a room about your message. So this is where it is so powerful for business owners. Again, another thing that I didn't like about Clubhouse when I first was introduced to it is that there is no replay, that it's all live. And I was like, well, but if I miss it, then I miss it, and I've got stuff going on, and I can't go into every single room. So then don't, right? A good way to not use Clubhouse as a business owner is to try to participate in every room you're pinged into. You will exhaust yourself and not really have anything to show for it. And so I was like, oh, it's like a podcast, but you can't listen to it on your schedule. But that's actually not what it's about. And I'm going to talk about that again in a minute. So the first asset of Clubhouse that I want to talk about is this idea that anybody can be a creator, which means that you, as a business owner, can start a room to talk about your topic of expertise at any time. And you can schedule it and let people know about it on your other social media platforms, or you can just start it spontaneously. And anyone, anywhere in the world can participate. So I have had conversations with business owners in Sweden. I have had conversations with business owners from India. I have had conversations with business owners in the United States. I have conversations with business owners from South Africa and from all over the world. And it all happens live. So the first part of that is the creation and the fact that anybody can step up to the microphone, so to speak, and start your room and share your message. And anybody who is interested in what you have to say, and you can also ping them to the room, is how you invite them, can listen. And here's the other piece, participate. This is what Clubhouse does that is different than a podcast. So in a podcast or something even like the content that I'm sharing right now, there is a presenter and there is an audience. It's the way it is. Maybe there's somebody else speaking as well, which you can also do in a Clubhouse room. You can have somebody else join the conversation. But here's the piece where Clubhouse really becomes powerful, is that the audience can become part of the conversation. Now, if you know me, if you've seen me train live, you know that I'm a very interactive presenter. I love asking questions. I love getting feedback. I love bringing the listener part of, making him or her part of the conversation. And that's what Clubhouse allows you to do. So you share your message, you have that, and then it becomes a dialogue. So anybody who is in the room listening to you, you can invite them to stage, which, by the way, don't freak out. You are the host of that room, so you can also kick them off the stage, right? But you can invite them to the stage to join the conversation. So here is the power of it. They are no longer just consuming the content. They are now part of the conversation. And as my dear friend Julia Winston says, there's creativity in conversations. And so as you are now having a conversation with the other people in your room, there might be new kind of veins of wisdom that come out of that conversation for everybody listening. And then everybody listening can also ping their friends, their contacts, the people that they are connected to into the room. So you have that power of creation that you don't have to already have a platform to have one. You can automatically have one on Clubhouse just by starting a room. So there's the first thing, is about creation and that level playing field. And so now you have the mic where you are speaking about your topic of expertise or whatever it is that you want to share, and other people can be invited to that. The next part is that they can join the conversation, and so that there is that feeling of buy-in, there's that feeling of being seen, heard, and valued, and that what they have to say matters as well, which causes people to want to engage more with you when they're part of the conversation, right? How do you feel as part of a one-way conversation versus a conversation that you are actively a part of? I know for me, I'm much more prone to want to engage longer with a conversation where I'm part of it. So that is the second piece, is the fact that they can be part of the conversation. And, we all endeavor to do this in various ways, and there are various ways that you can do this on other platforms. But the thing about Clubhouse is that's literally what it's about. It's literally about the conversation. And so the next piece of it has to do with connection. And again, anybody from anywhere, Elon Musk, anybody, in between can pop into your room at any time, and people get really excited about that. And they get really excited and participate in these rooms that have thousands of people and the big celebrities and all that kind of stuff. And that's good, and there's a place for it. But for me as a business owner, where I have seen the most productive results, the most practical results, are in the smaller rooms, when I can have genuine connection with the people in the room. So it's like networking in a way. So I get to create and share my message. I get to invite them to be part of the conversation. And then I get to connect with them in a meaningful way, because when there are fewer people in a room, then you can have those kind of, one-on-one or one to a few conversations. And then you can actually go follow each other on Clubhouse, follow each other on various social media, and connect outside of the room. And I want to encourage you that connecting on Clubhouse is powerful, but don't stop there. Let Clubhouse be an avenue where people can connect with you and your business outside of the room. And that is what I've been seeing to be very powerful for me as a business owner. So again, I know there's a lot of questions about what is Clubhouse and how do I use Clubhouse, and there's all kinds of things out there. But I just wanted to come on here and share, business owner to business owner, how I am learning to leverage the power of Clubhouse for our business. And that has to do, again, with those three things. The first thing is creation. If you're going to be on Clubhouse as a business owner, and you really want to leverage the power of it, then I want to encourage you, don't just be a consumer, and don't go in there with a consumer mindset. Go in there with a mindset of creation. Because if you go in there with a mindset of creation, then your message is going to be connecting with people in a more powerful way. You are going to truly be experiencing the power of the platform, because you're going to be leveraging the power of the platform. When you step up to the mic, everyone else is listening to what you have to say, and you can ping other people to the room. So that's the creation part. The next part has to do with conversations. And again, when you have those conversations, don't be the only one talking. Share your message, but then invite the other people in the room to join the conversation, because now you're not just sharing a message, you're building a relationship. And that is powerful. That's something that we talk about all the time at the Brand Boss Studio, that trust comes before transactions. And so when people are part of the conversation, that builds that trust. It gives them that sense of buy-in. You can answer their questions. It's even great market research. What questions do people have about this topic that you've been sharing, right? So leverage that. And then the third thing is the connection. Make sure that you have a way, first of all, in your bio, in your information, for people to connect with you outside the Clubhouse room, and then go connect with them outside the Clubhouse room as well. So what begins in a conversation can carry over into a long-term relationship that then results in, client transactions, et cetera, and that ongoing connection and collaboration outside the Clubhouse room. So I hope that background has been helpful for you, both in terms of what I didn't like, and then what took me from skeptic to adopter of Clubhouse, and how I am leveraging Clubhouse very practically as a tool for our business. I invite you to go check it out. It is available to iPhone users only right now. It is in beta. And so there is something about that too that has a little bit of that exclusivity feel that causes people to engage in a little different way than they do on other platforms. If you have been a skeptic, I invite you to just go check it out and just see what it's all about. It really does depend on the rooms that you get in. I will be very, blunt that some are lame and some are awesome. But when you go in those rooms, how can you engage? How can you add value to the other people in the room that you're in? And that will cause people to want to connect with you again as well. And so keep that in mind, that the power of Clubhouse is in creation, conversation, and connections. And I hope that helps you leverage Clubhouse to the full extent that it can really bring some ROI for your business today. I hope you found great value in this tip. Go out and rock your brand like a boss, and we'll see you next time.